Okay, so just continuing in our anticipation of Section 31, we're revisiting some of our old favorite episodes of Star Trek, real Star Trek.
Actual Star Trek, proper Star Trek.
And this time we just rewatched Darmok, which is a favorite. It's great.
Even though
it's not without its problems.
No, not that. Not that, but it's just exceedingly hard to watch Patrick Stewart anymore.
Well, yeah.
It's hard.
But this one actually showcased Picard's diplomatic and communication skills.
He didn't need no computer referencing.
Right, in that he was able to decipher this communication style of the Temerians and able to communicate with Captain Dathan, Paul Winfield, who was absolutely just fabulous in the role. He was great.
Epic.
And so because I guess they had some other talks that had gone south because nobody could understand what the others were saying because they speak in these metaphors referring to their own
mythology,
their own history and mythology and
But you brought up an issue like, how does that make sense?
Well, it's not so much that how does that make sense, is that how does it make sense to others?
Well, no.
When you have no point of reference to what they're referring to.
Yeah.
And so when they go and do a computer search for terms like Darmok or Tanagra
in this sector,
where are they going to? What do they think they're going to get?
Yeah.
If this is a new species that they've just entered into
had several
relations with, but why would those terms be in their database?
Just because of other
from this Temerian homeworld, which.
But said sector, within the sector.
Yeah.
But no, I know what you're saying, but
they did have two of them that had originated from the same place
planet, but then all of a sudden
cross-referenced,
base a linguistics.
They still couldn't figure it out on the ship.
On the ship, but
Pickard could one-on-one. Yeah, Picard. Finally, it dawned on him, how this species communicates. And again, Picard was one of the best diplomats.
But hold on.
He was the Jimmy Carter of the Federation.
Oh no, don't say that.
One of the best diplomats in Starfleet.
I think Captain Dathan was really trying to get him to hey dummy, come on, figure this out.
Yeah, no, Dathan was very articulate in conveying,
trying to
bridge
that gulf.
To bridge the gap and make and get him to understand. And when he did,
then
it dawned on him. His eyes wide open, and they were able to actually
rudimentary,
at least, communicate on a rudimentary level like that. And it just, but
and then you. And I enjoy about
Story
from Earth.
Oh, yeah, Gilgamesh. Yes. Yeah, I loved that Picard told Dathan the story of Gilgamesh, which is historically the first recorded myth in human history, pretty much. The first one that was actually written down.
Now, I watched
it predates, Homer and the Iliad and any of that other Greek stuff.
Patrick Stewart talking about this episode.
Yeah.
And how he had an English professor or some history professor or something say that it was such a rare thing to have somebody talk about Gilgamesh because nobody talks about it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. But then later on, I'm thinking about it, wait, so just because you haven't heard people talk about it, you think nobody understands
nobody knows about it
or nobody
at all?
gives a shit. It's
right.
like you're on fucking high and you're trying to teach the plebs. Fuck off.
Right.
I'm just saying.
But when we talk about some of the more contemporary material that we see, content.
Yes.
And how it's lazy and they don't do their homework and they don't do their research and blah, blah, blah. And here, out of all the myths of human history for Picard to share with Captain Dathan, it's the first one.
Yeah.
And, I thought that was good writing right there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
I even had a copy of Gilgamesh in contemporary English translation, easy to read modern contemporary English.
Not like Beowulf.
No, yeah. Not like old world language that's chewy and hard to get through. No, it was a contemporary, and it was a paperback edition. I got at the used bookstore. And when
you weren't upset that he didn't have Lord of the Rings on hand to talk to Captain Dathan about? No.
Hey, I would have took that too.
Right.
But no.
I've been like, what the fuck?
No. Gilgamesh, the first myth again, that was written down and has survived the centuries, is 4,000 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I had my comic shop, I don't know why, but I happened to have that book in the shop with me. I think I was reading it in the shop during downtime. And this guy come in, never seen the dude before, and he wasn't local. He said he was from like somewhere in the valley, Sacramento or someplace. And we got to talking, and we got into some existential stuff, this and that, and mythology, and he was all into it. Oh, you. And I mean, I don't know. I was in my mid-30s at the time, and so he was a little older. He was in his 40s. But I don't know what possessed me, but I let the guy talk me into letting him borrow my copy of Gilgamesh. I said, well, yeah, you can borrow it, but I'll get it back, right? Oh yeah, I'll bring it back. I never saw the dude again. But it does exist out there. If you care to look it up, there is a modern contemporary English translation of Gilgamesh out there in paperback that if you want to really read the first myth of...
well, how do you think Patrick Stewart found out about it? Because he's an actor. I mean...
Yeah, he found out about it through reading it in the script, I'm sure.
Right, I'm just saying.
But,
all right, so
even Ian McKellen had never read The Lord of the Rings before he played Gandalf. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? Wow.
So now we need to get to the technicals. My issue outside of the computer cert.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and the fact that Counselor Troy really doesn't need to be there.
No, she's like Sigourney Weaver in Galaxy Quest,
She's doing her job.
She's just repeating whatever the computer says.
Yeah. Was how do you become a technologically advanced-ish or contemporary to Federation, warp drive, etc.?
Oh, yeah,
a
ship that could go toe-to-toe with a Galaxy-class starship.
How, with the language that you have established of metaphor... How do you tell a worker how to torque a sprocket or program a display?
Right.
Or
how do they write their code?
Yes.
Yeah, their computer code. How do they write that?
Yeah.
And how does all that work? The only thing I can figure is that even though they have their verbal...
played the math card on me, goddammit.
Their verbal communication the way they are, yeah, they understand mathematics. Because, mathematics is numbers. And so they're able to work around whatever their verbal issues are or limitations. But anyway...
Watch the episode. Tell us what you think. And we will see you on the Section 31 review. Like, share, and subscribe.